All right, team. So we can start the session now. So first of all, good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome to the TriTech Software Training Program. My name is Abhishek. I'm the Oracle Cloud Certified Trainer of this batch, and let's start this demo session for today, which is on Oracle Fusion Financials Cloud. So quickly, before moving to the demo, let me quickly give a introduction about ourselves, like who we are and what we do. So we are a part of the TriTech Software Training Institute, and this is our official website. On the bottom of the page, here we have mentioned this, and this particular training program is for the product which is Oracle Fusion, and within Fusion, the financials, right? So let's get going. Now, what is the key objective of this training team? So the key objective is how to land upon a highly paying job as a beginner without the knowledge of coding and without a non-IT background, right? Or if you're not from the IT background, no, not having the coding knowledge. So even after that, how to learn the product, how to land upon a high paying job. This is the objective of the training, and this is around which we have developed this training program, right? So as mentioned here on the right hand side, if you can see, so the training program has been designed in a way or across a product where it is clear that no coding knowledge is required. So we'll not be doing any codings, right? Without coding only, we'll be learning the overall product. We'll see how the product works and what is the overall product requirements and how this can be configured, how effectively it can be used in the open market, right? Now, let me move to the next slide here. So, a quick introduction about myself. Who am I? What I do? So, my name is Abhishek Kumar. I'm an Oracle certified implementation consultant. So, I'm a part of the Oracle implementation team, and it has been 12 plus years. I have been in Oracle consulting. So, during this tenure, I have worked in various end-to-end implementation projects. Like I have implemented this technology for various businesses across various legislations, including the US. I worked in US projects. I have worked for UK projects. I have worked for Middle East projects. Even I have worked for Singapore, Australia, and other legislation projects. Right. So during this tenure, I have also worked on the support projects where the companies who have already implemented or already using these application or Oracle Fusion application, so have provided various support related activities to them. And apart from that, from the training side, I have delivered as of date 13 plus corporate training programs, which are conducted by various organizations for the betterment of their employees, for upscaling their employees' knowledge and skills in the Oracle technology. Now, from the working point of view, I've worked with various organizations during this tenure. So I have worked with some of the big names like Deloitte, Oracle itself. I have worked with ENY, I have worked PwC and various other companies I have worked with. And along with that, I'm an Oracle certified specialist, means I have done various certifications in Oracle modules. And during this implementation projects and support project tenure, I have completed my certification, and as of now, I'm holding multiple certification in Oracle Fusion technology. Right. So that was a quick thing about myself. Now let's move ahead. Now, some of the quick do's and don'ts. So some suggestions from our side as a part of this meeting. So first of all, this meeting is already being recorded from our side. So there's no need for you guys to record this meeting from your side. We will be sharing this recording once the demo sessions are done on the basis of enrollment. And during this meeting, the request is you can keep yourself on mute during the session so that we can effectively cover the agenda of this meeting. And any questions that arise during the meeting related to this training program, related to the technology we are discussing, right? So you're free to ask the questions, but at the end of the session, we have kept a dedicated time slot for the questions and answer round where you can place your questions. And also during the meeting, if you have any questions, you can feel free to use the chat option mentioned in the Zoom. You can place your queries there, So me along with my admin team who are there in the training, they'll be helping out with the queries. So that can be any queries related to the product. It can be any query related to the training. It can be related to your career. So all sort of queries you can place it in the chat option, and also you can ask the questions at the end of the session during the question and answer round. Okay, now let's quickly review the agenda of today's demonstration. What exactly we are going to cover as a part of this session. So team will begin with the introduction of ERP, right? So right here, I would like to inform you, we have a mixed match of students who have joining this meeting. So we have freshers who have recently completed their graduation. Now they're ready to enter into the field of IT. They want to explore the ERP domain and they're looking for opportunities here, right? Along with that, we also have experienced consultants or experienced students who have already worked in the ERP domain, but not in this technology, and as well as we have students who are currently working in some different organization in some different technology, but now they want to switch to the ERP technology and in Oracle Fusion, right? So we have a mixed match of population. So that's where it's very important to introduce you with the concept of ERP, especially for those who for whom the concept is pretty much new, right? So we'll begin with the introduction of ERP, and then we'll see the overall ERP architecture, like what is an ERP, how the ERP architecture or how the ERP domain works. And within that, we'll see how our product or the product called Oracle Fusion fits into the picture and what is this application is all about, right? So the training program has been developed across this application, which is called Oracle Fusion. So we'll see what is this application, how it got evolved, what is the application is all about, what is the current market position of Oracle Fusion in the global environment, and what are the different types of companies which are involved here, right? And this is the place where you'll be able to see which all companies are involved and where exactly we can look into the job opportunities, right? Along with that, we'll also see some of the key features and benefits of Oracle Fusion, how Oracle Fusion become one of the global leader in terms of the ERP platform, what were the key features, what were the key benefits that it has provided to various businesses, because of which it had a leading edge in the market. So we'll see that in detail. Then we'll see one topic, which is like key differences between Oracle Fusion and eBusiness Suite, right? May not be that relevant for the freshers, but this may be of very relevance to the students who have already have the experience of the existing product available in the market from Oracle side, which is known as eBusiness Suite. So uh, it will kind of help you to identify the or spot the key differences between the two technologies, right? How the Oracle Fusion or cloud technology is different from the existing product available in the market. So we'll have a look around those this area, right? Then additionally, we'll look into the Oracle Fusion application framework. So how the Oracle application framework looks like, and it will help you to gain an understanding about more about the product. So how the product looks like and what are the key areas which are there in the oral product. So that will be covered here. And finally, we'll be covering what are the modules or what are the areas that we are going to cover as a part of this training program, and also we'll be having an understanding on what kind of work profiles or job profile or rules that you can expect out of this training program, or once you're done successful completed this training program, right? So we'll have a detailed discussion in that area also. All right, so let me begin with the agenda of today. We'll have a understanding on the ERP concept. So what exactly is an ERP and how it is ruling the market today. So I'll begin with here. The ERP, which is stands for the Enterprise Resource Planning Team, right? So it is not a pretty new concept, but this is something which is kind of like ruling the market today. It is dominating the global business environments today. So as the name stands for, which is Enterprise Resource Planning, right? So I'll try to explain you in a very simple way so that you understand it in a clear manner, especially for the fresher students who are pretty new to the concept, right? So what happens is when we look into the global markets, right, where the various business are operating, right? So it can be across any part of the country or any part of the globe, right, where different businesses are there. And nowadays, you'll see the businesses are quite dynamic, right? They deal in multiple areas, right? They produce something, they manufacture something. Their businesses may be service-oriented business, right? But at the same time, if they are dealing in certain goods or services, certain services, or service, it's a service-oriented business, right? At the same time, there are different subject areas in which they have to deal, right? For example, if it is a service-oriented business, then even in that case, the business will be dealing in the human resources. Human resource, it means they'll be hiring employees, they'll be paying the salaries, or they'll be doing all kind of employee management things, right? If a business is manufacturing oriented, they are manufacturing something, right? So they'll be maintaining their inventory of raw materials, they'll be producing something, they'll be doing the production, right? And they'll be doing the sales, right? Sales can be on the side of goods that has been manufactured or the service that they have been providing, right? They'll also be doing the purchasing from the globally from various vendors, various suppliers, right? And along with that, the each activity which will be done across these areas, it will result into the financial transaction. Correct. If I'm producing something, it will result in financial transaction. I'll be recording those as a part of my inventory, as a part of my production manufacturing activity. If I'm providing some kind of services, it will again lead to the financial transactions. If I'm maintaining the employees, I'm making the payment of salaries and all. So those will also result in financial transactions. Now, what used to happen before, if you can say before 2006 or even early 2000s, there were different platforms which were available in the market, which were individually expert, or we can say they were individually designed to handle each activity standalone, right? Yes, for production related activity, there were products available in the market. Your inventory related activities, there were products available in the market. Your human resources activities, there were products available in the market. Same way for your financial activities, there were products available in the market. So there was no common platform under which each and every activity can be managed. And that is where the global need of an ERP platform was felt, which says that there should, instead of having multiple applications or multiple softwares, there should be a kind of software which will be used for the business process management, that it itself can manage all the requirements of the business. All the requirements means all the financial requirements, all the supply chain requirements, all the operations related requirement, or the commercial related requirements, all the reporting related requirements, as well as also human resources related activities can be performed under one application. So then and there, the requirement was felt, and based on the requirement across the globe, various products was developed with the under the platform or under the domain called ERP, which is Enterprise Resource Planning, right? So basically, the product which were developed under the ERP domain, those products were capable of handling all these activities within one single platform, which means now with the introduction of the ERP, even a single application can uh, handle all your business activities which are happening across the business, correct? Including your transactions, including your report, including your various compliance, correct? So that is the overall concept of the ERP. And once the ERP concept was there in the market, various market players, right? Various companies, they developed their own product, they introduced the same in the open world, and then, based on the different type of products that were available, various business has adopted those products. Right now, here, if you can see, there are some example of some of the top companies which are involved in the ERP products who have developed their own ERP products. So on the top, we have Oracle. Then we have one company called SAP SAP. Then there is product called Sage. So Sage has their own product. Then we have Microsoft. Microsoft is also a company which deals in the ERP products, right? So different companies are involved. They have developed their own products. They deployed it in the global market and now currently being used across various industries. And in line. in that line only, there is one of the company which is called Oracle. So Oracle also developed their ERP product, introduced globally across the globe, and same is working now under the ERP platform. This is a kind of brief on the ERP, like what ERP stands for, what are the different components of the ERP, right? And if I can summarize this to help you in better understanding, so one single application which is capable of handling all these business operations is something which becomes a part of the ERP, right? Now, let me move ahead. Let's talk some more about the ERP architecture, right? So as of now, we have seen what is ERP, but when we move ahead in the ERP architecture, so there are various components in the ERP architecture, and also let's see where the particular product that we are talking about or for which this training program has been designed, it fits in this ERP architecture. So we'll start with this. As I mentioned, ERP, it's a business management process software or application that manages and integrates a company's overall processes, business processes. That includes your human resources, that includes your financials, that includes your supply chain, that includes your operation, manufacturing, even reporting or statutory compliance are included in the product, right? And the product has been developed in a manner so it is tightly integrated, means these various subject areas or these various businesses process has been developed and that are tightly integrated, so in a seamless manner it can enhance your productivity, it can ensure the compliance against various statutory requirements. So in that context the product has been developed, correct. Now in the line of ERP or in the ERP domain, as I explained, there are multiple companies. So the company about which we'll be talking about is Oracle Corporation, right? So there is a company, it's a US based tech company, name is Oracle Corporation. So it is one of the leading organization which is involved in the development and the deployment of the ERP solution, right? So it has various ERP platforms depending upon the needs and requirements of the global businesses across the world. It has developed various uh, platforms, and those platforms are available and now are leading in the market, successfully implemented or being used by various businesses, right? So this is about a brief of the company and specific product that we'll be talking about. The specific ERP product is Oracle Fusion. So what is Oracle Fusion team? So it's a product, it's a software, it's an application which is developed by Oracle Corporation US, right? And as of today, it's one of the leading cloud technology, ERP technology, which is available globally in the market, right? So this is the product which we'll be covering as a part of this training program. And within that program, so as I mentioned here, if you see, uh, so this particular ERP product is capable of managing various activities, including your human resources, financial, supply chain, right? So in that context, the training is across Oracle Fusion Financials, means we will be covering the financial areas as a part of this training program, right? So within that, right from the recording of the transaction, from the up to the reporting of the transaction, various subject areas will be covered as a part of this training program. So we'll see how the product works, how the product can be configured, how the product can be used in the actual business scenario. So that is something we'll be covering here, right? With the tag is no coding required, which means that if you don't have the knowledge of the coding, you don't have an IT background, that is very fine, because we'll not be doing any codings in the product. But still we'll be doing the configuration, because the configurations, the usage of applications are not based on the codings, right? So we'll learn how to do that as a part of this training program. Then as a part of the architecture, we have one more component, which is business implementation, right? Now, try to understand from the application point of view. The company has developed the application, right? And then there are implementation teams who will be doing the implementation, who will be knowing how to configure the application. But at the same time, there are various businesses who are the actual users of the application, correct? So those users are called businesses or various business corporate houses who actually use this application, right? Who are the end users of this application, right? So that also constitutes a part of this chain where there is a product developed by the company. The implementation of the product is done on behalf of the various business houses, which are or who are the end users of this product, or who are using the product for their managing their day-to-day business activities, right? So this is how overall ERP architecture looks like, and within this architecture, this is where the product that we are talking about fits in the architecture. Okay. Now, team, let me give you a brief about the evolution of this product, like when the product came into existence or who has developed it. So now we know that there is a company called Oracle Corporation US who has developed this product, but when actually it came into the existence. Okay, so so the application was first launched in the year September 2010, which means that Oracle Corporation developed an application. And why this application was developed, as I mentioned previously, there were no products which were available in the market which can handle all the business processes, including your employee related transaction, your supplier related transaction, your customer related transaction, your fixed asset transactions, or your supply chain related transactions. So there was no individual product available in the market which can handle these operations. And by that time, globally, various companies understood that now businesses are dynamic, the requirements are dynamic, and the dependency on multiple applications for managing the day-to-day activities, business activities, is very difficult. So then and there, a integrated single application is required to handle all sorts of operations. Okay, and then and there, various companies at that point of time, they started working on the technology. And in the September 2010, so Oracle somewhere they started their operations on this particular product, which is called ERP product, in somewhere in 2006. And the product was officially launched in the year September 2010, and then finally it was released to the open world for actual subscription in the year 2011. Right. Now, the particular product, right? So the name of the product is Oracle Fusion, right? And the particular product is a combination of various features and functionality of the best ERP platforms available at that point of time, which means that whatever single application or whichever the single individual applications which were available in the market at that point of time, so all together they combined it into one single application, and the name of the application was kept as Oracle Fusion, right? And this particular application, Oracle Fusion, is a cloud-based application, which means it works on cloud. So unlike if you have seen or if you have heard about the technologies which were previously available, so they used to be work like they were not like cloud-based platforms, that were more like on-premises platform where uh, the applications had to be installed in the local systems of the businesses, and huge maintenance activities were required to be done. But now the technology, which is Oracle Fusion, it was on cloud-based platform, which means that there is no installation of the application which had to be done on the local machines or the local environment. So it was easily can be accessed on cloud. The one simple example I can give you is that nowadays we have the e-commerce websites, right? So there is nothing that we need to install or nothing that we need to implement on our local machine to access. It's just we need to have the access of the internet, and then and there you can directly access and make use of those applications. And in similar fashion, the Oracle Cloud technology or Oracle Fusion product also works on the cloud technology, right? So based on this, now I think we have an understanding of which company we are talking about, which is Oracle, which product we are talking about is Oracle Fusion, and under which category it falls. It falls under the ERP domain of the uh, industry, right? Now, let's understand. So this is the evaluation part of Oracles, where I have explained that in the year 2006, various applications which were at that point of time which were available in the market were combined, developed into one single application, and in the year 2000 uh, 11 it was officially released to the world. So at that point of time these were various applications like PeopleSoft, which were experts in the HRMS, human capital or employee related solution, JD Edwards, which were experts in the supply chain solution, financial solution. Then we had at that point of time Siebel Corporation, which was experts in CRM, right? Then we have Hyperion products, which are experts in the reporting related aspect, right? So these were single applications which were available at that point of time in the market. So then when the application was developed, so all the features of these top leading applications which are available at that point of time were merged into one application called Oracle Fusion, right? So various names of various applications which were available in the market at that point of time are mentioned here. Now, let's have an understanding like about Oracle Fusion Financials. So now, till now, we have covered what is ERP. Under ERP, what is Oracle? Which corporation is Oracle, and what does, right? And what kind of product it has developed. So it has developed a product called Oracle Fusion, and within Fusion, you have various subject areas like supply chain solution, human capital solution, and financial solution. So now let's have an understanding of the financials that we are going to cover as a part of this training program. Okay. So the financial subject area or the financial component of this application has been developed in a way. So the first thing, it is an integration of all financial functions. Means when the actual business run, right? So there are different set of activities or different set of business operations that takes place, right? So that includes your supplier related transactions. So if you are procuring some goods or services from the supplier, then making the payment, right? So all these activities has to be captured as a part of your system or under your system. There has to be one dedicated placeholder. So that is called something called where we have something called accounts payable modules. So under payables, all your supplier activities are managed. In the receivable module, we have all your customer activities, customer related transaction that gets managed. In the GL, we have all your accounting related transactions. Then we have fixed assets where all your fixed asset transactions are managed, right? So what Oracle has done, Oracle has created different subject area depending upon the different types of business operations. And these subject areas, which we call it as modules, the Oracle language, these are tightly integrated with each other, which means that any module where there are business operation which has a dependency on other business module, so all are tightly integrated, means these dependencies are taken care very well in terms of the accounting, in terms of recording of transaction, in terms of reporting of transaction, right? Then support of the compliance. What does it mean? Now what happens is across the globe, right? Different regions on different countries, they follow their own accounting practices. They have their own accounting practices. Uh, those accounting practices are at par with the global accounting standards, right? So there are different accounting standards, reporting standards, global compliance aspects, statutory requirements that are applicable across the globe. Now, the product that has been developed are in line with those applicable standards, correct? Which means that the product Oracle Fusion Financial, it fulfills all the requirements in terms of all the applicable accounting standards, all the business practices, all the statutory compliance that are applicable across the globe. So in compliance to that, the product has been developed, which means that whenever you're using the product, that means you are complying with the global requirements in terms of accounting standards, in terms of various business practices, in terms of various business policies. So those are made in compliance in terms of the development of the product, right? Now, same way, third part here, unified financial health view. So the product has been developed in a way that it not only records the transaction, but it also able to report all the transaction. It reports is able to report all the business operations in a way that will help you to find out the financial health view of the overall organization. Means Recording is one aspect of the transaction, but reporting is another aspect. And based on the reporting, it will help the stakeholders, it will help the decision makers to have an effective view of the financial health view of the organization, what's going on across the organization in terms of financials, and accordingly, it will help them to make an effective decision, right? So that is also being considered while the development of this Oracle Fusion financials, right? Now, one more important aspect here is AI-driven enhancement, right? Now, nowadays you might have heard this term AI is the future. Now, AI is the leading technology nowadays, right? Now, if AI is the leading technology, right? So that means that all the global products which are available in the market, right? They have to be in at par with the available technologies, right? And keeping that in mind, various AI-driven enhancement, various machine learning tools has been also been deployed or has been made compatible with the Oracle Fusion Financial, so that as and where possible, the product are in line with the AI technology, latest machine learning technology, so that at the end it reduces the workload of the end user and automates the business process to the extent possible. Right. So that is also one of the very important, very key aspect of the technology where it has been made par with the latest AI enhancement. And also I'll use the word also here, it is not a one-time job that has been done. So since the inception or since the launch of this product, based on the latest updates or based on the latest changes or dynamic changes that is happening across the industry, the product has been upgraded or it has been made at par with the latest business requirements. Correct, and this is something which is an always an ongoing process, right? So today is AI, tomorrow is something new technology or new addition which will be done. So the product will be made at par with that technology, so that it not only fulfills the current business requirements but also fulfills the future business requirements as well, which means that it is not something which is outdated but in line with the latest available business requirement, in line with the latest available technologies. Correct. So here, uh, in this these are the comprehensive work areas of the Oracle Fusion Financial application, where it is a tightly integrated application which has already been developed, already been tested across various business scenarios, already been hundreds of thousands of times has already been used by various business and isn't being used, right? Because right since 2011 it's in deployment, so now it's already been more than 10, 15 years, right? And it is in compliance with the latest available technologies and in compliance with the latest standards, industry standards, right? And it is more focused on the providing unified financial health view of the organization. So that in turn can help the various businesses to take an effective decision, right? So this is on the financial part. Now let's see some more aspects here, which is the current market position of Oracle Fusion Financials, right? So how Oracle Fusion Financial is leading as one of the ERP application in this software. So what are the components which has made it as a market leader? That is also we need to understand, right? Because now if we are working in this technology, we are getting trained in this technology. So we also need to understand what is the current market position of the technology. Now, starting here, so Oracle Fusion Cloud is a part of the Oracle Cloud ERP suite, right? Where it is integration of multiple business processes, right? To make sure that all the financial processes, all the financial compliance, all the financial related reporting activities are done through this one single product, right? Then as this product is a highly integrated product, various business subject areas are covered in this product, right? So based on that, it is highly in demand across various industry, right? Now, I'm not saying that it is on demand in particular or specific industries only, specific domain industry, but on the both the sides, whether it's a service-oriented industry, it's a manufacturing-oriented industry, or it's any other kind of industries which are there in the market, which are operating globally. right? So then and there, the product is highly in demand, right? The reason being, this particular product under one roof is capable of providing solutions for all your business requirement, right? And that's the reason which has made it highly in demand. Further, further, the product is flexible and scalable, which means that depending upon the needs and requirement of various businesses, the product can is flexible enough to scale as per the growing needs and requirements of the business, right? Which means that if we have a large business organization which requires a heavy application for maintaining their day-to-day transaction, so the application is capable to be scaled up to that level. Also, if we have some medium or small scale enterprise or businesses which doesn't require that much heavy application, just require basic application, so again in that context also the product is scalable. Now, in that context also, right? So when I talk about the scalability and flexibility, so one as a part of the flexibility, so what happens is, let's say there is a business organization which is has used this using this application with limited aspect, means only few features or few modules or work areas are in use. But later on, the business is expanding. So with the expansion of the business, later on, if the business requires some new features or new subject areas or new modules as a part of this technology, so then and there also the product is scalable, which means that without changing the application, you can expand your product depending upon the growing needs of the business, right? So same application can also expand along with the expansion of business. So that is also has made this application widely accepted across the industries. Now, the next aspect is, which this one very critical and very important one, which is robust reporting capabilities, right? So, as a part of this platform, so as I explained earlier, so this product is a comprehensive product which takes into consideration all your business processes, right? But at the same time, it also takes into consideration your various reporting requirements, right? Various reporting requirements means there can be day-to-day business reporting requirements, there can be management reporting requirements, there can be various analytical report requirements, right? Which are required by the stakeholders for the purpose of making decision, right? So in the previous technology, this was one of the weaknesses where reporting capabilities are not that much sound, right? So they had to be dependent on some other platforms for developing their day-to-day reports, for developing their key management reports. But now the product comes with the inbuilt tools where you can use those tools for generating various reports which are in line with the latest technology, so that if business can always fulfill their reporting requirements, they can take their key decisions based on this reporting capabilities of the product, right? So that has also helped the product to gain an advantage in the competitive environment, right? And because of these all features, which are, so these are just like key features of the product. Because of these features, now this product is very widely accepted between the mid and large enterprises. So especially larger enterprises where they follow the global business practices, they operate globally in various countries. So it is very difficult from them to manage their day-to-day business activities. So then and there, the requirement of this product was there, which like they required a cloud-based product which can handle all their business operations, and now very widely accepted between various enterprises as Oracle Fusion Financial as the product, right? So this is on the market position. So how the product is evolving, or how the product has evolved in the current market position, and how it has gained a competitive advantage, leading edge over the other technologies which are available in the market. Right. Now, also see some of the top industries where widely these product has been in use. So we have various industries, various domains where you can see this particular product ERP. In ERP, the product name Oracle Cloud, and within Cloud. especially I'm talking from the financial perspective. So you can see a lot of IT industry or IT companies which are using this product, even in the healthcare and businesses. The product is widely used. Then you have hospitality businesses, telecommunication services, financial services, shipping, logistics, and others. And on the top of my mind, if I can recall some of the companies who actually use this product. So from the telecommunication side, if you have heard the name, many of because many of us from India only. So, but your Bharti Airtel works on the Oracle platform. From the financial services point of view, your HDFC Banks works on the Oracle platform. Then your EU Small Finance Bank works on the Oracle platform. Globally, Zoom Industry, Uber cab services, they also work on the Oracle platform. From the shipping and logistics, like if I can remember, your FedEx, uh, they also use the Oracle platform, right? So this is something on the top of mind I have, but you have a detailed list of the companies who are using the Oracle platform. It is available on the Oracle official website, so you can also check there who are the global players who are using Oracle ERP Cloud as their ERP product. Okay.
Yeah, hello Abhishek, Pawan here. Uh,
Uh, yeah.
yeah, which is more demand compared with Oracle HCM and HRMS and
Okay.
ACM?
Yeah. So I'll just stop you here. So you can just ping me in the chat. You can mention your queries in the chat. So let's take it at the end of the session. Will that be okay?
Yeah, okay, okay, fine.
Yeah. At least I'll be able to cover my agenda. Yeah. All right. So I'll continue here, team. And yes, I'll keep the questions parked for the time being. And let's discuss on this question at the end of the session in the dedicated time slot that has been allocated. Now, here, let's see some of the key features and benefits of using the Oracle Fusion Financials, right? So one of the very important aspect, like especially this aspect is more on the business side, right? Where the business, whenever they are implementing Oracle Fusion product, right, and especially the financials application, right? They really want to know like what kind of features we can get or what kind of key benefits that can we can expect after implementing or after using this application, right? So here some of the key app benefits has been mentioned here so that it will help you to understand that yes, overall benefits of this application, how in the real world scenario this application can be helpful, right? So let's start here with the comprehensive functionality feature. Although in the architecture part we have already discussed this, right? But here again we'll discuss this so that from the business perspective you also have that kind of understanding team, right? So comprehensive functionality means your overall business activities from the financial perspective, right? So from the financial side, so overall business activities can be divided like let's say you have a business, you have some fixed asset. Business do have fixed asset related transactions. They do regularly frequent depreciations are there on a regular basis, right? Then you have the supplier related transactions which are there for procuring various goods and services from the supplier, and along with that you make payments to supplier, right? You have customer related transaction. Then you have your day to day accounting related transaction where you prepare your financial reports. On the basis of that you prepare your cash flows, all your financial report like profit and loss statement, balance sheets, and all those, right? So the product has been developed in a comprehensive way where all these various business functions has been tightly integrated into different modules, and these modules again interact with each other for any dependent transaction, correct? Which means that any module where we are recording some transaction has a dependency in other modules. So based on the integration that is developed in this product, the modules can interact with each other, right? And in detail, you're going to see how this integration or how this module between two modules, how this integration works, and how the different subject areas communicate with each other as a part of your financial suite, right? Now, second one here is advanced analytics. right? So that is more on the reporting side, more on the statutory part, where once the transactions are recorded, right? So there are various sorts of reporting that needs to be done by the businesses, right? For example, monthly tax returns, quarterly tax returns, audit reports, right? And along with that, day-to-day business reports, then management reports, right, which will be helpful for the management to take effective decision that what's going around in terms of financials and how we need to plan for the upcoming years or upcoming time, right? So that is where advanced analytics tools are available in the system, which will help you to not only gain an understanding on the ongoing activities, but also it will help you to take a decision on the basis of what's going around the businesses, right? So it will give you deep insight what's going around, and according to that, take an effective decision. So those analytics tools are also available embedded in the application. Then number three here, the key point that I've mentioned is AI and machine learning, right? Which means that now the product is at par with the latest available AI and the machine learning technology, which means that various subject areas which was previously dependent on manual intervention, right? So before AI, it was all manual intervention, which was like users themselves has to take care of all the transactions manually, right? Now, uh, because of the introduction of the AI and learning technology, various processes are identified by Oracle that can be automated. Right now, when I say automated, that doesn't mean that system in itself will be doing the transaction and without the knowledge of the users and all. It is always subject to the user approvals and all. But to the extent where the workload of the users can be reduced, so there the introduction of AI machine learning technology there has been made. Right. So one example here, so it will help you to understand. So previously, what used to happen is, let's say, for example, supplier invoices. So whatever invoices we used to get from the supplier for the purpose of payment. So manual recording was there in the system, right? Manually, you used to record those, and always a user has to take care of this. But nowadays, a new technology which is called IDR, intelligent document recognition, which means that supplier can directly mail the invoice to the business, and then the application, based on certain configurations and all, it will automatically read those invoices, automatically create the invoice on behalf of the supplier, and then finally, from the user point of view, user just needs to review that. Correct. So that is one of the very critical functionality, one of the very enhanced functionality in terms of AI and machine learning that has been introduced. And not only team restricted to this, there are various other areas, right? So on a yearly basis, Oracle is making new enhancements where they are trying to adopt the AI and machine learning technology to the extent possible, right? So as I mentioned before, also it's an ongoing process. This is not something which is done one time. So multiple processes are made in line with the available technology. Right. So this is also one of the very important aspect of using the Fusion Financial applications. Right. So not only restricted to Fusion Financial, but overall Oracle Fusion, I'll say this is something which is applicable. Okay. Now, one of the other features or other benefits of using the application is global compliance support, which means that this application has been developed at par with the global accounting standards, global business standards, which are followed across the globe, which means that anytime you're implementing or using this application in any region of the world, that means the application is in line with the applicable accounting standard or applicable accounting framework, right? And also the applicable statutory requirement, which means that now as a user or as a end user or as an implementer, I need not to worry about whether the application is in compliance with the global standards or not, because it has been developed in line to that only, right? And finally, uh, what uh, what about above, because of these key features, what is something that as an end user I should be getting is enhanced user experience, right? Because of these functionalities, these features, the ultimate objective is to enhance the user experience, so that uh, user can easily use the application in a more effective way, and more user satisfaction is something which is to be provided as a part of this application, right? Which also includes one of the point, which is ease to use the application, right? So when I say ease to use the application, I'll refer back to my previous point where I said no coding, which means that with minimum or no knowledge of coding also, you can still use the system. You can learn how to configure the system. You can learn how to use the system. So that is something which has been effectively achieved as a part of this application under the enhanced user experience program. Right. Now, let's move ahead. You can take it as an FIA. But for the students who has already worked in the ERP application, maybe some other application, or even in the Oracle e-business suite, which is the previous version of the application, for them this much important, right? Now, some of the key differences here: application, which is Oracle based on cloud technology, and the existing one which was not based on cloud technology. So the organization who's developed it, so both are part of the Oracle corporation only, but the deployment models are different. So Fusion purely works in Oracle cloud technology, whereas the e-business suite, it used to work on the on-premises basis, which was earlier it was not available on cloud. Now it has been made it par with Fusion, where it is also available on cloud. But this is the basic nature where it was on premises, right? The deployment model was in Oracle Fusion, kind of like software as a technology, which means a predefined software has been provided to you. So you just need to configure on the basis of your business requirement. Whereas in case of e-business suite, it was more kind of PaaS application where each and every solution used to be developed based on the individual business requirement, right? So there was no like kind of global available at that point of time. It was more kind of like individual business, their requirements, their solutions and all. But now in the fusion mode, it is more like kind of software as an application, which means all the global business practices have been consolidated and provided in an application. And then uh, based on the business requirement, you can configure, you can use the technology or the uh, features that you want to use, right? Now, one important aspect of the maintenance and upgrade, which is very important and very critical from the business point of view. So in case of Oracle Fusion technology, it is owned, it is maintained and upgraded by Oracle itself, right? So this part is taken care by Oracle. So there is no need on behalf of the business to spend additional resources, to spend additional money, or you can say additional funds in order to maintain the application. Whereas in the e-business suite, the whole thing was internally done by the business. So then in itself, it was required a dedicated team can work on the maintenance. And also, you know, as the maintenance was done internally by the business, which means that business has to spend a lot on having an effective team, efficient team who can actually handle the maintenance part. But now in Fusion, it is taken care by the Oracle itself, which means maintenance are done on the top of the industry standards, right? So there is no dependency on the business. So easily business can focus on their key business area, which means they can focus on their business without worrying about the application, that how it will be upgraded, how it will be maintained. So all maintenance part is now been taken care by the Oracle itself, right? Now, installation cost, right? That is also one of the very important aspect. So installation cost means, so I'm not referring to the money that your business is going to pay in order to get this application. No, installation means is there any separate infrastructure which is required to be developed in order to use this application, right? That is what we I mean here through installation. Now, in case of Fusion, there is no such cost involved because it's a web-based or cloud-based application. Just need a So if I want to use on this application, I just need to have a laptop, internet connection, and the credentials, which is like login credential, user ID, and password, and then I'll be able to use this application, right? Which means that from the very first day when you start using this application, from the very first day, you'll be able to use this application without worrying anything on the part of installation, right? Whereas in the previous version, which was the e-business suite, which was on-premises application, first uh, the whole data center has to be established, the whole infrastructure has to be established. Only after that, the users will be able to use the actual application, which in itself was a very time-consuming as well as fun-consuming process, right? Now, from the cost perspective, like in comparison to the previous version, how effective the Oracle Cloud technology is. So it's more cost effective, right? Because it's like pay as you use basis, which means whatever functionalities, whatever features that you're going to use as a part of this application, you need to pay only for that. Whereas in comparison to the existing e-business suite, where you have to purchase the whole infrastructure first and then develop the functionalities on that basis. So it was much more on the costly side, where more expensive side, right, in comparison to the current Fusion. Now, some more aspect like user friendly. So yes, Fusion is developed with that context, more user friendly, less coding, more user or like no coding in terms of configurations and usage, whereas more coding things are required in the existing application, right? And also some more points on the deployment timelines, like how easily or how quickly this particular application can be deployed for the actual business. So this is more on the business perspective, where business are more interested, or how quickly an application can be deployed in their business environment. So the standard timeline which is given by Oracle here is 3 to 4 months, like within a turnaround time of 3 to 4 months, the application can be implemented, can be made available for use for the day-to-day business activities. Whereas this time limit was slightly higher, which was 1+ years in case you're using the old e-business suite. Now, one of the very important aspect, which is integration. So is this so as I mentioned, this application is integrated in terms of all the business functionality. But at the same time, nowadays you see there are various platforms which are available in the market, and business use various technologies. So is this product is capable of integrating with the other products or other platforms available in the market? So the answer is yes. Both the platforms are capable, if you Oracle Fusion application as well as e-business suite. But the integration is less complicated here in Oracle Fusion, and more it was more complicated in the previous version, right? Now, from the customization point of view, so can this be customized? So less customizable Oracle Fusion, more customizable was Oracle E-Business Suite, because it was highly customized environment. And there is a valid reason of making it less customizable. Reason is the application owned and managed and developed by Oracle itself, correct? And the application already comes with the best in line practices which are followed across the, correct? So that is where, to make the application same or at par across the globe, the option of customization is available less, whereas the other previous version was more customizable, which means there was no uh, standardization of the solutions in the various applications. So if you see, if the application is owned and operated in India, the previous version, right, and owned and operated in US, so it totally the application was different. But whereas if you see Oracle Fusion, so irrespective of which part of the world you're operating, you'll see quite the similar application uh, in terms of Oracle Fusion, and that team in turn is helpful for the implementers like us, the students like us, or the uh, students who are looking for the opportunities like this, where if you have training on the Oracle Fusion Financials, which means that anywhere in the world you can operate. So it is not like you can restrict, you'll be restricted only to India or any other region. So it will across the globe, the application you can work on if you have trained in this application, right? Then some quick points here, which is like scalability and all. So easily scalable. in comparison to previous models, and data security less challenging because data is more secured as it is owned and maintained by Oracle. Whereas in the previous version, it was internally owned and maintained, so kind of more challenging in terms of data security. Right. Now, this is some of the key points, key features, which are like kind of key differences between the previous versions, which were like on premises in comparison to the cloud technology. So now the cloud technology has been made more easy to use, more compatible, more easily available, right? And that is where it is very well adopted or very well accepted or highly in demand across the globe, right? Let me move ahead here. So just a screenshot, the team here, to showcase the application Oracle Fusion, how it looks like. So various business functionalities, right? So you have human capital related functionalities, various modules are there, human capital like employee related activities, customer related activity, some of the industry related solution, then enterprise resource planning where you have all your financial related aspect, right? So all your financial modules fall under this, right? Same way you have supply chain, right? And based on this screenshot, you can see like previously where for each of these individual area there was a separate application, separate software which was in place. Now it's a one single application which is capable of handling all these activities, right? And not only these activities, with every new announcement, new technology or new work area which is required by the business is also being added in this application. So that is one of the very important aspect, one of the very key aspect of this application. Now let's also focus on some of the subject areas in the financials. All right. So in the future application, as I mentioned, we have financial management, human capital management, customer relationship management, supply chain management, procurement, and all. Right. So within financial, if we talk about the specific subject areas, which we call it as modules, right? So we have general ledger modules for all your accounting related aspects. Then we have accounts payables for your supply related activities, supply related invoices, supply related payments, supply related reporting, right? Then you have your asset management module for all your fixed asset related transactions. So the system is capable of handling hundred thousands of records with ease, and also it is capable of automatic calculation of periodic depreciation, and also give you the reports. So there are predefined reports which are there in the system, which you can directly use after once you have configured this module. So that is something which makes these application very unique, and it gives a competitive edge over the other applications, right? So same way you have payments and collections, account receivable for customer related transaction, your cash and expense management. So cash management for maintaining all your bank related activities, your bank account reconciliations, and all those activities can be performed as a part of these modules, right? So this is just a comprehensive list. Also, there are other modules which are there as a part of the financial soup, right? Okay. Now, moving next is Oracle Fusion Cloud Financial Suite. So here, what we can check, we can look into like what are the different modules which are available in or as a part of the Oracle Financial Suite, right? So there are multiple modules which are available as a part of financial. Then we divide it into two. One is the core modules, right, and one is the other modules, right? What are core modules? So team, core modules are those modules which you'll see the in every other business where the Oracle financial application is being implemented. You'll see the presence of these modules everywhere, right? Your show or your application cannot run without these modules. So these modules consist of the core activities, core business processes, right? So GL for the accounting, payables for suppliers, fixed asset for assets, account receivable for customers, cash management, all your cash bank related activities. These modules, core modules will be there. Then, apart from these core modules, there are other modules which are provided by Oracle, which are like based on subscription basis. Like if you need it, you can go with these modules. If you don't need it, there is no need to pay for these modules, right? Which includes your intercompany. Right. So as the name suggests, intercompany. So these modules particularly use where there are multiple companies which are there in the single application. You're maintaining records related to multiple companies, and there are intercompany transactions which are required to be recorded. So in that case, these other modules will be useful. Then next you have the expense management module, which is like in case the employees are doing any expenses on behalf of the organization, and there is a process of reimbursement, then it can be very well taken care of as a part of your expense module. Then you have advanced collections for customer collections. If you have advanced collections in picture, then in that case, advanced collection module will be there. Then you have taxes. So even the application is capable of calculating the tax, direct and indirect taxes, right? So indirect taxes like GST, VAT, all those configurations can be made here under the tax module. Then you have the some other modules like Fusion Accounting Hub, Revenue Management, Lease Accounting, Joint Venture. So these are part of the list, right, which are available as a part of Financial Suite. And depending upon the need and the nature of business, these additional modules may be required or it may not be required, depending upon what kind of requirements business have. But you'll always see these core modules as a part of Financial Suite, because these are some of the key modules without which the application cannot work, right? And in majority of business, almost all of the business, you'll have these activities like accounting, yes, for sure. Then your supply related transactions there, uh, receive customer will be there, banks will be there, fixed asset will be there. So these modules are part of the core modules, right? Now let's move ahead here. So this is just a quick overview on the integration part. So is as I mentioned, the application is capable of integrating with other platforms also, which means some external applications. One such example I can give you upfront, you'll be able to understand. So uh, in the application, we can generate the payments for suppliers, right? So normally what happens is like if we do any payments, right? Which means that we have recorded payments in the application, and then we'll be issuing the check to the supplier. So how these checks are returned? Checks are manually returned out of checkbooks and then given to the supplier. But now the application is capable in itself, where once you record the payments in the system, application itself can generate the checks, which means that can print the checks in the specified format which are recommended by the bank, and then you can print those payments from the application and directly send it to the supplier. That is one of the possible options. Then nowadays you'll see a lot like payments are done through electronic modes like NF in India we have NEFT, RTGS, other regions we have wire transactions and all, right? So NEFT, RTGS, these are kind of standing instructions to the bank, right? So here what happens, uh, the application is capable of integrating directly with the banking software or banking servers, right, which are maintained by bank, which means that once you generate the payment, automatically based on the integration system will generate the payment file, send it directly to the bank, right? So that bank can transfer the payment to the respective supplier account. So that is something which can be achieved through integration. And yes, the application is capable of integrating with multiple other softwares, right? And banking is one such example. Same way for various customer related transactions. So let's say, for example, if you go to any superstore or somewhere, right? So there they have the front end machinery available where they'll be scanning the products that you have purchased, right? So that front end machinery system is called point of sales, where all your sales are recorded. Then in turn, those are also integrated with Oracle so that all the accounting and all the other aspects related to sales, revenue recognition, all happens with Oracle. So that is where the integration platform is available and the application is flexible and scalable for doing the integration. Right. Now, these are just few examples, right? So there are hundreds of examples where different softwares applications are available in the market and system is capable or application is capable of integrating with those uh, third-party applications. Right. Let's quickly review this. But let me focus here on some other important aspect here, team. Now, some of the real world applications. So basically, like what kind of advantages that from the business side they can have using this application. So some of the very well measured advantages, right? This is not some thing like Oracle says that we'll be able to get this and that. So this is something which are experienced by the business. They have provided their feedback. Yes, based on this application, we're able to achieve some of the key advantages in terms of our business. And one of the advantage here is the optimized cash liquidity. Okay, so using the financial application, this was one of the key aspect for businesses, which was like they were able to like, optimize their cash requirements, right? So we have various features available like cash flows can be generated from the system, cash forecasting, cash positioning can be done, which means that based on the system can easily identify what are your going to be the cash requirements for the upcoming days, right? So what is it like you need to pay in the upcoming days, and what is it that you're going to receive in the upcoming days, and accordingly it will help business to understand whether they need to deploy additional funds in the business, or they need to pull out if there are any extra funds which are there in the business, right? So they can pull it out there and make some effective investment. Right. So that is something which is called a part of the cash liquidity, and that is something which is possible now using this application. And one of the very experienced feature this was reported by various businesses, right? And based on that, enhance risk management, right? So now with the effective reporting, decisions can be taken on time with the help of application. So that is in turn helps the business to effectively manage the risk, to mitigate the risk, right? So mitigate the risk in terms of deployment of additional funds, or in order to bring additional funds, or take out the funds from the business and invest in various different subject areas, or to in advance check the financial position of the business, like what's going on and how to deal with the existing situation. So that is also made possible because of this system, right? Now do consider these examples in terms of bigger businesses where it's a large size business, or a small business. It's pretty easy to identify these things upfront, but in case where it's a large business houses, so it is very difficult. So then and there this application plays a very important role, right? So one of the very recognized benefit of the application. Now at the end, here like significant return of investment, right? So as there is some cost which is involved in the implementation or usage of this application, but along with that significant return of investment is also identified by the businesses, right? So it helps businesses on taking various decisions on time, and in proper amount, identifying the proper amount and all. So that is where uh, you have the successful case studies that are published on Oracle website, where businesses themselves has come forward and said, yes, with the implementation of this financial suite, uh, we are able to achieve the return on investments that was initially demonstrated by Oracle. Right. Okay. Let me. So some of the strength, weakness, threats, and opportunities. So a quick overview on that part. Now, this picture particularly important. So this will help you to understand how the modules are integrated. So if you see, there are different financial modules which has been listed here. So assets, payables, cash management, receivables, advanced collection, tax, expenses, and then you have from the accounting perspective the general ledger module. Correct. So if you see this arrow, right? So these modules are integrated with each other, which means that any module which has a dependency on other module, so that kind of dependency has already been sorted out in terms of integration, which means that uh, transaction from one module can effectively flow to other modules if they are part of the dependent transaction. So let's say, for example, payables, right? So in the payables module, you'll be doing the supplier payments, right? And in turn, those payments will be flowing to the cash management module, so that where the bank statement reconciliation happens. Same way from the receivable side, the customer would be depositing the money and it will flow to the cash management, so that you can effectively do the reconciliation of the with the bank statements of the transactions that happen in the system. And same way, all this will result into accounting. So ultimately, your accounting flow to the general ledger, where all your accounting balances will be maintained, all your reportings can be done. So that is a kind of inbuilt integration which has been done between various modules by the Oracle itself, right? So this is a integration. It's a very tight integration, which means it is thoroughly tested, right? So in any of the businesses where we are going to use this application, we just need to configure the application, use the application without worrying of the part of whether these transactions will flow from one end to another or not, because this has been thoroughly tested and already developed and tested and deployed in various businesses. So just a pictorial representation of the same. Right. Now, one of the important aspects what we are going to cover as a part of this training program, very important to understand the scope of this training, so that it will help you to effectively take a decision on this training program. So first is what are the modules that we are going to cover. So here we will be covering team all the core modules, including your GL, general ledger, accounts payable, fixed asset, accounts receivable, and cash management, right? So the course has been designed keeping in mind the curriculum where all the configuration related aspect as well as transaction related, right? So when I say configuration and transaction, so what I mean in many of the training programs, if you are familiar with that, so the training programs are designed keeping in mind the functional aspect, which means how to operate the system from the front end, right? But we have developed this training program where we'll see like right from the scratch how to configure the application in terms of these modules, right? How the configuration can be done, and then once the configuration is done, how we can use the module, how various functionalities can be used based on this configuration. So the both the aspect of configuration as well as the front end usage of the application will be covered as a part of this training program, right? Along with that, so these are the financial modules, right? Along with that, we'll also be covering these part, which is quite important in terms of usage of the application, right? Which is one is security aspect, means how to maintain the security in the system, how to make sure that all the data, all the configurations are done in a secured way. So security aspect, various concepts related to security will be covering here. Approvals, will see how the approval concept work in the system, how approvals can be deployed, and how effectively the approvals can be used. So that is also will be covering here. And then spreadsheet data loader, FBDI loader. So these two are more on the data migration perspective. Although normally data migration activity, sorry, is done by a separate set of users who are a part of data migration team. But here we'll also be covering that part. Like from the transaction side, we'll see how we can migrate the data using the spreadsheet loader, using the FBDI loader. So spreadsheet FBDI, these are two different concepts to bulk upload the data. So we'll look into that, how this can be done. Then from the reporting perspective, as I mentioned earlier, also reporting is very important part, right? So in reporting perspective, we have a tool, especially the OTBI reporting tool, which is made for the users, right, for the end users, so that without the knowledge of the SQL queries, they can create their own report, they can generate their own reports. So that is where we'll be discussing in detail the usage of OTBI tool, how we can create the reports using the OTBI tool, right? OTBI stands for Oracle Transaction Business Intelligence. So we'll understand and we'll learn how to use this tool, right? And also we'll be having discussion around along the other tools as well as there in the system. It comes with predefined set of reports. There are hundreds of reports which are predefined, which are available in the application. So we'll also see as a part of the training how to use those reports, how these reports are associated with these modules, right? And how that can be effectively used in order to you review your day-to-day activities or review your financial transactions, right? So those things we'll be covering as a part of this training program. Now, let me move ahead. So some quick overview, like on the work profiles and the roles that you can expect. So especially this question is from the fresher side, like, or even from the students who are working but not in the ERP platform. So what kind of like roles that we can expect after this training, or where we are going to fit in the industry as a part of the Oracle profile, right? So uh, I have divided these into three categories. One is the Oracle functional team, Oracle technical team, and end user, right, as the role. So functional team means the ones who are going to do the transactions from the functional aspect, like how to use the application. Technical team means the technical configuration part, like how you are going to do the configurations and all, right? So as a part of this training, as we'll be learning both configuration as well as usage of various functionalities. So then and there you can fit in these part, whereas you can be a part of any functional team, Oracle functional team, you can be a part of Oracle technical team from the financial modules perspective. And at the end, you can also be a part of the end user. So end user means the companies or the businesses who are using the Oracle Fusion financials. So then and there also you can be a part of their team as an end user, right? So this is on the role perspective, right? Now within these roles also there can be multiple other subcategories. So that is something we're going to discuss in the upcoming session, like within functional team, what kind of functionals can be there, what kind of technical team can be there, or as an end user, what is the details. So those things also we can discuss. Now work profiles. So again, I have divided into three categories. Work profiles. Now it is more on the uh, implementation side. So if you are not using the application itself, but you are being a part of the implementation company who are implementing for various businesses, because Oracle is has developed the product, and various businesses, they use the product, but in between there is a third party which is called implementation company, who actually implements this application on behalf of various businesses. So there and then and there also we have some work profile like implementation consultant who are actually going to implement the application, or we have support consultant profile, where support consultant means the businesses who have already implemented the application, they need uh, consultants to support on their day-to-day application related activities. So there then and there you have the work profile related to support consultant. And third, which is one of the very newest thing, where various companies who are implementing for various businesses, so they hire consultants for just doing the testing. Means whatever application they have implemented, they want to get it tested through a third party or the consultants. So then and there the testing profile is also one of the very new profile and very widely accepted profile, which is nowadays available in the market, right? So these quick overview, or brief on the work profiles and roles. Yeah, we'll be having more discussion around these areas, right? And now, just from the freshers point of view, quick overview on which all are the companies involved, where you can actually look for the opportunities. So on the top, we have the product selling company, the product company which has developed the product, who owns the product, which is Oracle Corporation. It's a US-based tech company. It is also there in across different parts of the world. So it is there in India. We have Oracle in India. We have Oracle in other countries as well, right? So even you can become a part of the Oracle, because Oracle itself, they do implement themselves also. They do have a support team. So you can also be part of that company. And along with that, we have some service providers who actually implements the company, uh, sorry, who are the companies who actually implement on behalf of various businesses, right? So businesses means the final consumers, but uh, these are the service provider who actually are responsible for implementing this application. So we have big four companies involved there, like Deloitte, PwC. We have Oracle itself. We have IBM, Infosys, and various other players, right, in the market. So we have big size companies, small size company who are involved in the actual implementation. We call it as service providers or implementers company, right? And then we have the businesses who actually use the product. So here I have given you some example like HDFC Bank, Airtel, and various other companies like Zoom also use Oracle platform only. Then you have Uber, cab services, they also use Oracle, and various other businesses. You can directly refer to Oracle website. So they have huge list of customers. Along with that, there are other businesses also, because each and every customer is not listed there, but some of the top key players are listed there. So across the globe, they have their customer base. Now, some quick thing about the training plan. So what we are going to cover. So this training is going to be around. It will take somewhere around 2.5 to 3 months, and this is what the training plan is. So we'll be starting with the basics of the application. We'll be starting with the general ledger configuration in the first 1 to 3 weeks. So within 3 weeks, we'll be doing the configuration, as well as we'll be able to test the function aspect. Plus minus of 1 week can be there, and can be there. That won't be an issue, right? And then we have accounts payable, so planned for 3 to 6 months. Then accounts receivable 6 to 9 months, and cash management, that's 10th week of uh, the training plan. Fixed asset, week 11 to 13, and then 14 a month. We'll be talking about this system administrator. So it's a 14-week plan as such, but do consider somewhere it may take 1 or 2 weeks more. So somewhere around 3 months, we can expect the overall training plan, right? Some of the training objectives very important, especially from the freshers perspective who are pretty new to the concept. So uh, what we can expect, like for especially for the freshers. So as a fresher, if you want to start your career in the IT domain, in the ERP domain, then this is one of the training which will can be very beneficial to you, especially considering the situations nowadays where even as a fresher, when you apply for a job opportunity, so companies are more interested in the candidates who are bit trained in the uh, product, correct? So more advantage is there to the trained consultants, right? And also it will help the freshers to enhance their knowledge and experience in the ERP domain, right? So within ERP domain, I mean to say Oracle Fusion Financial. So uh, instead of just applying as a fresher, you can apply as an experience, because after the training, you'll be at par with the experienced consultants in terms of configuration and in terms of system usage. So that is where you'll be able to gain an advantage over the other consultants, right? Now, from the experience consultants' point of view, who are currently working but not working in the ERP platform or the Oracle Fusion platform, so for them, if they want to start their career in the IT sector, if not already working in IT sector or ERP domain, so that is this is the start point of that. So yes, effectively this can be achieved through this training program. And also, like if you're working in some other role, now we want to switch it to Oracle Fusion Financial, so that is where this can be done. And also we have mixed match of students who are working in ERP platform only, but not in financials, maybe supply chain, human capital, and they want to upskill themselves, they want to learn financial. So that is also where this particular training program can be helpful for you guys. Now, the most important part here, the course features, what we are offering as a part of this course. Some of the points I have already covered. So duration is going to be around 2.5 months, 2.5 months minimum, I can say, but it will extend somewhere around 2.5 months to 3 months, right? 70 plus hours of content will be covering here as a part of the training. And the timings of this batch is going to be the work days, which is Monday to Friday, and will start at 8:15 a.m. in the morning IST, 8:15 to 9:15, right? And 1 hour we have scheduled for daily, but we can extend for 10-15 minutes more. That is how it works. And also, if okay with everyone and the batch, we can also have some additional classes to cover more content in detail. So that is how. Otherwise, even Monday to Fridays are okay, because the course content has been developed. That's has been scheduled that way only. So yes, these are going to be the regular timings of the batch. Now, additionally, what we are going to offer, this is important, which is lifetime access of the video recording. So each and every class or each and every session is very well recorded, and same will be available to all the students through the portal. So we have Priotech software training portal, where each and every recorded session will be immediately uploaded after the class, and it will be available to the students. And it's a kind of lifetime access, right? So you have the access of the portal, and anytime you want to refer any of the videos for your practicing purpose or even for the future reference, that will be available in the portal, right? So that's a kind of lifetime access we will be providing here. Then along with that, access to private and public cloud, very very important, right? So what does it mean? So uh, the mode in which the training program is will be conducted is, we will be having training where we'll be in the classrooms we'll be having practical based training. So it will not be like discussion of only theoretical concept, we'll be doing the practical project implementation. So it is in line with the actual business implementation, which means that what the approach that is being used in the actual business environments to implement a new application, same way we'll be doing it here only. It will be practical workshops that we'll be doing in the class, as well as we will also be providing the students with the uh, applications. So we have two applications, one is private and one is public cloud, and that access will remain there for 5 months. Correct? Means during this 5 months, you will be able to practice. Right after the class, you can use the platform. You can do your own practice. You can implement your own projects. So real-time assignments will be giving you, right? Will be whatever is covered in class, same things will be done from your end also, so that we can make sure that yes, effectively you are learning the process, right? And that access will remain there for 5 months. So we can say somewhere around 2.5 to 3 months the training program will be there, and after that also additional 2 month access will be there for you guys, right? And that too, it will not be one single application, multiple applications will be there, so you can use as per your convenience, right? Then
Abhishek,
additionally
can
will
you please be a bit louder, Abhishek? There is some low in the volume.
yeah, sure. Right. So I'll repeat that again, which is lifetime access to the video recordings. So I've already mentioned that. Then access to the private and public cloud instances, which will be there for 5 months, right? So 5 months means right from the beginning of the training, we'll be giving you the access, and then and there you'll be able to access both the applications. You can use the applications for doing the day-to-day assignments, for doing the real-time project practice, right? And for testing various functionalities that we are going to discuss in the class, right? So it is more kind of real-time project implementation which we'll be doing, where we'll be discussing various stages of the project, how we do it in the real business scenario, and same using the same approach you can also practice from your end using these applications, right? Now, apart from this, access to the Oracle repository for Fusion Financial. So this is where we'll be giving the access of the Oracle Fusion repository, and this repository contains the overall documents related to Oracle Fusion Financial Module. So all functionality related documents, all subject matter is available here, and that too the latest updated one. Correct. So whatever recent update that will be incorporated or which is introduced by Oracle, so same will be available in the repository. So you can use that as additional study material apart from what we have discussed in the class. So that is where we'll be helping you out as a part of this course features, right? Then,
Public,
sorry,
sorry, what is the difference between public and private cloud instance?
okay, I'll cover that in a bit. Sure.
Public cloud and the private cloud, both are same or different?
Yeah, I'll cover this point. I'll just park it
Okay,
for now, and
okay,
yes, once I'm done with this points here, and then I'll cover that also. Sure.
okay, okay.
Now, on the placement assistance side, that is also one of the important aspects we'll be doing here. So we'll be having one-to-one doubt assistance. That means we'll be having platforms where we can connect and discuss the doubts. If you have any doubts related to the trainings and any doubt related to any of the functionalities that arises, so we can have a common platform to connect and discuss those doubts and provide you the assistance. And real-time project assignments, that means yes, the approach that we are going to use in this training will be real-time project assignment. That means all the activities that we are going to do will be at par what we do in the real market, which means that when we do the actual implementation for various businesses, what are the stages, what are the outcomes, what are the approaches, and all those things we'll be discussing as a part of this training program, right? Then resume preparations also important. So yes, we'll be helping you out with preparation of the resumes, that how the appropriate Oracle Fusion financial consultant resume should look like. We'll be providing you assistance then and there so that you can uh, effectively apply as an Oracle Fusion financial consultant. So that kind of assistance will be there from our side. And along with that, we'll be helping you out for preparing for the interviews for the post of Oracle Fusion financial consultant. So what are the what is the expectation of the interviews, or how to prepare for the interviews, what kind of questions the interviews can ask. So those kind of assistance will be helping giving you as a part of the placement assistance. And finally, one of the very important point is referral for the full-time and freelancing. So yes, we as an institute do have tie up with various institutes who are working as the implementation companies, support companies in the real business scenarios. So as and when any vacancies come from those, any requirements come from those. So yes, from our side, we will be giving the referrals from our side. So a kind of priority or advantage you can have over the other consultants in terms of the job opportunity. So across the region, we have tie up with the various organizations. So in terms of full-time opportunities, part-time opportunities, yes, wherever it comes. So yes, then and there we'll be doing the referrals from our side. So that is something we'll be offering you as a part of this course. Okay. One quick question which was here. I'll just quickly address that. So access to private and public clouds. So two types of environments or applications we have. One is private, which is managed from our side only. So that is more kind of we can say it as stable application, so you can use for doing your day-to-day transaction. Along with that, we have a public cloud. Public cloud is something which is owned and maintained by Oracle only. So that access also will be giving. The advantage of that particular application is it is the latest updated application, so that anytime you want to test, you want to look for the latest upgraded features. So that is upfront will be available in the public cloud, right? So both the access will be providing. So you can use both for the purpose of your testing, for the purpose of doing various assignments. So that is what we mean by private and public cloud. All right. Then some quick job referrals, which has been done from our side. So yes, anytime we get any new job opportunities from across the market and also with throughout our tie-ups. So yes, we will be sharing with you guys so they can effectively apply there. And also we'll be giving the reference from our side to, so that it can give you the competitive edge over other consultants, right? So some of the feedbacks, Google feedbacks, you can directly find it on Google's on the various training programs that we have previously conducted. So these are some feedbacks. And some of the quick reference of the students are so our training students who are placed in different organizations. So some reference of that. So we have our students working in Deloitte, Accenture, Evosys, Capgemini, EY, TechM, PwC, TCS. So based on our referrals, based on the training programs, they were able to secure a job in as a financial consultant. These organizations. So just a quick reference of that. Now something on the course side, something technical, something important. So this is the course fee details here, team. So we have around 25,000 as the fee, but at the same time, we are having an early bird offer which is applicable for today. So if you register today, then you can enroll for at the rate of 22,999. So this offer is valid for today, and in the chat section, our admin team would have already reached you out for with the Google Forms and all. So if you done complete your enrollment by today, you can take advantage of this early bird offer. And also, as a part of this early bird offer, we'll be extending our cloud support. So initially, it was the instance access was for 5 months, and if you enroll as a part of this early bird offer, then additional 2 months additional access of the private instance will be given to you. So additionally, along with 5 months, you can for additional 2 months you can use. So the cost of that is somewhere around 6,000, and that will be added you as an add-on as a part of this early bird offer. So total server access by that you can get is somewhere around 7 months, right from the beginning of the training. 7 month access of the application will be available for you. So you can do all your practice, and also you can take a backup of all the practice and all the project implementation that you have done. So that will be available to you as a part of this early bird offer. Okay, right. So I'll just stop here. Let's quickly take some questions here, and then we'll move next to the next part.
Abhishek, can you go to the syllabus sheet where you mentioned week 1, week 2?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm from revenue management and billing product. Here, first module you mentioned about general ledger.
right.
Generally, we deal with the AR business, and
Hmm.
generally, after doing all the configurations, after generating the bill, we go for a general ledger concepts, right? Why it is in the first week?
Okay. So what happens? From the training perspective, the first part that we are going to cover is the configuration, right?
Yeah,
So
that is correct.
from the configuration perspective, the base of the configuration is your general ledger, right? Where you have all your enterprise structure in the GL, you have your chart of account structure in GL, right? So you cannot
Okay,
configure any of other modules like account receivables or payable unless and until you have the general ledger in place, right? So
okay.
that is where we'll be configuring first general ledger, then we'll move to the other sub ledgers.
Okay. And one more question, as part of tools you mentioned, data migration things.
Mhm.
In that you mentioned file based, all those things,
Right.
and those things will handle if we have input feed like JSON structures and all.
So here, what we'll be doing that we have two tools here. One is the file-based data FBDI, file-based
Yeah,
data interface, where we have
yeah,
spreadsheets which are available from Oracle side, right?
yeah.
So those are basically used for migrating the data, right? So it will be more kind
Okay,
of like CSV-based data import that we will be doing. And then
okay,
along with that, we have one more tool which is called ATFDI Desktop Integrator, right? Which comes
okay,
pre-built in the application. So you just need to add one Excel add in here. So that application will help you to upload the transactional data in bulk, right? So those two tools will be covering. One is the offline one is the online.
okay. And when it comes to reporting, you mentioned base reports will be available. So those base reports will support downloading 500,000, 5 million and 10 million data, or again, it is not possible with the
So
product
what
one.
base report you mean to say the predefined reports?
No, maybe you mentioned it provides a robust reporting capabilities, right?
Right.
By using that, will it support downloading 5 million, 10 million records?
So what happens is the reporting tools come with the predefined limit, right?
Okay,
So after that limit, if let's say the data requirement is on a higher side, then yes, if what happens in the real instances, we reach out to the Oracle support team and ask them to increase the size of the data. So that is possible, but I cannot specifically say that is it going to 5 million or 10 million. So it has a limitation,
okay.
but it can
Yeah,
be
if
increased
you
up to
see,
a certain
consider BI report, if it
point.
is crossing 1 million means it will give error.
Right, that's right.
Yeah,
But it can be extended, but again, it has got a limitation. Up to a certain extent it can be extended.
okay. And one more thing, you mentioned main point, no coding is required. Now
Hmm.
let's consider we are generating a bill. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
And once bill is generated, we will generate the PDF invoice.
Right.
Now we want to design the PDF invoice as part of the client requirement
Hmm.
without any coding. How it is possible?
So, okay. So what we are going to cover in this training is we are
Mm,
going to cover the financial modules in terms of configuration, in terms
mm,
of functionality testing, right? But when
yeah.
it comes to custom report development, so it's altogether a different aspect. So where you need the SQL knowledge and all, right? So it's a different tool. It's a different concept, right? So as a functional consultant, what you will be doing, like you will be configuring the
Yeah,
modules.
we
You
will be
will be,
configuring
yeah,
everything.
correct.
Yes, yes.
Right. So that there are two different subject areas we have, right? So we are
Okay,
covering the financial part. We're not covering the technical part where in terms of like where we are designing new reports using the SQL and all, right? Because that doesn't fall in the scope of the financial consultant. We have a dedicated team of technical consultant who are specialized only in doing these kind of custom reports, right? And
okay.
that's
If
where
I
I,
want, if my
yeah.
aim is I want to target as a techno-functional consultant,
Hmm.
where I want to do the development along with the functional configurations,
Hmm.
then here any course is available.
So we do have the technical training for that purpose, but that's
Okay.
a different training program, right? Here we are focusing on the financial aspects, right? And
Yeah.
creation of custom reports is not something which is covered here.
Coming to
Okay.
your question, Ram, this is
Yeah.
Kumar.
Yeah.
Extending to that answer,
Yeah.
basically, techno-functional consultant means you don't need to have the knowledge of complete BIP report. We have other technical components which you can include in the profile, starting with the data loaders, what Abhishek
No,
mentioned.
no, not only BI reports. I'm just talking about in
The
general
coding part,
implementation
in general
implementation
coding, let me
perspective.
tell you, in general,
Yeah.
the coding part or whatever the SQL prerequisite is there only in the
Mm.
VIP, not in other
Okay.
aspects in technical. So
Okay.
if you exclude that BIP part, even then you can drop the profile as a techno-functional by keeping these technical concepts along with functional. I mean to say FBDA data loader, spreadsheet,
Mm.
ADF data loader, then
Mm.
OTBI reports. Even then,
No, apart from reports, now I'm talking about bill customization. Consider you
sir,
have a
bill
invoice
customization or
customization.
invoice customization, everything in
Yeah.
the Fusion system backend, that will be a report where report and data model will be there. BIP report is the source, that front end when you are generating an invoice or a PDF or something, back end there is a report embedded in the system. That is actually part of BIP only.
See, BIP, what maybe I am not taking much time. See, generally in BI Publisher, what you will do, you put a SQL query, it will generate an output.
That is the knowledge that you have with respect to BI. But every
Mm.
approval, every PDF that being generated in the system, the back end we have a report source that will also be part of BIP. Okay, you can discuss with me
Okay,
Ram offline that question.
okay.
Rest of the people, any questions, team? Or are we good with the today's session?
Uh, Hi, my name is Rajshekhar. Okay.
Hi, Rajshekhar.
Are you going to cover any tax related aspects here?
Tax overview will be given, but not any specific to any localization. Correct me, Abhishek, am I right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Not localization, at least the R12, whatever, the same thing here will be there. Just to say, let us say, how to configure tax jurisdictions, uh, uh, small tax configurations. For example, when I create an invoice in BP or AR, okay, how these taxes are being created, how tax is calculated.
So yes, as a part of AP in AR, how taxes are getting calculated, at what are the placeholders, and how we can check the taxes, those things can be effectively covered, right? But when we say about the configuration, right? So tax itself is a different module, right? So that configuration is something we have not done as a part of this training program, because considering the current duration, this is these modules is something we will be able to complete it, right? Because if we go with the tax again, it will take one, like, somewhere around 1 more month to just do the configurations on the tax aspect.
So will there
But
be a separate course for that?
uh, let me check internally with the admin team if they have any separate course just for the taxes or not, because
Oh.
I think in this current duration that won't be possible.
One question on EDM. So if the chart of account sync, is it necessary for the implementation, and is it covered?
So you mean to say the creation of chart of accounts and that aspect?
Yeah, I mean EDM. So from EDM to GL, say, or EDM to FCCS.
So that sync is necessary, right? So if like from the GL perspective, when you create the chart of accounts, right, and then later on if you are using the FCCS module, so that sync process has to be done. So then and there, we also need to have additional considerations related to, or limitations that are there in the FCCS product or EDM product related to chart of accounts while designing the chart of accounts. So that sync is mandatory. Answer is yes.
Okay. I mean, would you be giving some overview of that?
From the GL perspective, we'll be talking about the chart of accounts creation, oral process, right?
Uh-huh.
I can give you some insights, like some of the key considerations, like while designing a chart of accounts, right? What are the aspects that we should be considering while designing, especially when your chart of accounts is being used by the other modules as well as like FCCS and all, right? That kind of
Okay.
thing we can cover. But covering the FCCS module or EDM,
No,
that is
no,
something.
not
Yeah,
FCCS, but just like
overview will
why
be done.
EDM is necessary.
So
Just that.
overview or consideration from the chart of accounts perspective, that is something
Uh-huh.
we cover.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Yes. Well, team, then we'll conclude the topic here for today. So from tomorrow, we are going to start with our regular training team. So we request everyone, please do reach out to us today for the enrollments to get that early bird registration with some additional benefits, what we mentioned today, team. From tomorrow, whoever enrolled, you will be added in the WhatsApp group for the batch. And also you will be released with the portal access where everyday sessions will be uploaded, team. And also today you will be receiving the new Zoom meeting link for the session to attend starting from tomorrow. And timings, please remember, team, every day morning 8:15 a.m. Today as a demo, we started at 8 o'clock, but from tomorrow timings will be 8:15 a.m. every day. So please do confirm the registrations today, team, so that you will be getting new Zoom meeting link for the enrolled participants only for tomorrow. Okay. Thank you, everyone, team. Thanks, Abhishek. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, team. Thanks, Johnny.